Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today we'll be talking about our Smitty's Diner staff training, and the group members include myself, Sydney Anderson, Caitlin Davies, and Avery McDonald. So first we will be talking about the agency and employees, and then the problem behavior analysis, the staff training and intervention, and lastly, the staff resources.
All right, so to start off, we'll be talking about the workplace and their employees in particular. So their workplace is Smitty's Diner, which is a local family restaurant, and they have asked us to put together a checklist in order to assure that their staff are completing their tasks each night to assure customer satisfaction and cleanliness. We will also provide guidance on how to provide awareness to the management team on which tasks are consistently being completed. So the employees in particular that are performing with the problem behavior are on the night shifts, which include Jenna Doe, who is a server, Timmy Jimmy, who is also a server, and Susan Bones, who is a kitchen staff employee, all working the evening shifts assigned Monday to Friday. So why is there a need for change in this workplace? The employees who are working in the night shift are not completing their cleaning duties before leaving work. There needs to be an improvement, as this is becoming an issue for safety and a concern for the employees and staff and the overall company expectations. So now we will be going over the problem behavior analysis, which includes pinpointing the problem behavior as well as the measurement component, which is the picnic and the checklist of the problem behavior. So just as a description for the problem behavior, it is staff are leaving their night shift without properly mopping, sweeping, cleaning, and or sanitizing the common areas, which include the floors, tables, counters, kitchen, high-touch areas, and the bathroom. So in order for us to pinpoint the behavior, we have to ensure that it is measurable. The behavior can be measured by the management team using a frequency method in order to count the occurrences of the unclean morning shifts due to the management team not being present during the night shifts, as well as the behavior being observable. And although the management is not always present, the behavior is evidently not being completed due to the grime buildup and sticky floors and counters, as well as the incidents that are occurring the next day with the customers. So for measuring the behavior, we have come up with 3 different methods, including an employee self-completed cleaning checklist in the slide following this one, as well as frequency of the behavior occurring. So this behavior can be measured by the management team using a frequency method and chart in order to count the occurrences, as well as a picnic analysis that was completed, which will discuss the possible antecedents, behavior, and consequence sequences that have been motivating this behavior to continue to occur.
So this is the cleaning checklist that will be provided to the employees. For each day, Monday through Sunday, they will have to initial every single time they complete one of the tasks on the cleaning checklist. The task will be divided evenly, which I will talk about in a later slide. But the checklist includes sweeping and mopping the floors thoroughly so that they're clean of any debris. The chairs and tables have to be wiped down and sanitized. The tables are arranged properly with the chairs tucked in so that the restaurant looks presentable. Takeout containers as well as takeout condiments are all refilled and ready to go. The cutlery is polished as well as cutlery roll-ups are done, so those are ready to be used for the next day. The soda machine and coffee stations are tidied and cleaned up at all times. The cups are polished and refilled at all of the drink stations, including the soda machine and coffee stations. The patio furniture is also sanitized and then brought inside when closing. The back server counters and food preparation areas are all wiped down and sanitized. The garbage is taken out, and then as well as new bags being put in the bins. All PPE supplies like gloves, masks, hand sanitizer are all refilled. And then dining condiments like ketchup, salt, and pepper are refilled and cleaned. The front fridge and freezer are cleaned and then restocked with things that are kept in the back. The butter bar is refilled, so this includes like all toppings that need to be prepared, so any fruits or vegetables that need to be cut, and then the butter being refilled, things like that. And then all the frequently touched surfaces are sanitized, so the doors, the phones, the takeout food area, etc. So for the cleaning checklist that was just shown, it'll be divided evenly based on how many of the servers are present that day. So this situation specifically, there's the 3 servers that are there during the evening. So the task will be assigned by whatever manager is in during that shift, and then divide evenly with this chart available for reference. So if there's only one server there, then they would be responsible for all 15 tasks. And then if there's 2 servers there, one server will be responsible for 1 to 7, and the last one will be responsible for tasks 8 to 15. And then if there's 3 servers present, they will be responsible for 5 tasks each. So 1 to 5, 6 to 10, and 11 to 15. And again, these tasks will be assigned to the servers by whatever manager is in during that shift.
So in order for us to better understand the behavior and why it is occurring, it is important to consider the antecedents and also the consequences that are preceding and following the behavior. So as we know, the behavior is that the staff leave shift without properly sweeping, cleaning, or sanitizing the common areas, such as the tables, counters, and kitchen, etc. So possible antecedents that we have developed for this behavior include a busy night, lots of customers, it could be rush hour, including understaffed, as well as the staff want to leave early. And lastly, there isn't enough time allotted by the manager to clean the designated areas. So now for consequences following the behavior, which would most likely be noticed the next day or the next shift that is following, are dirty cutlery, customer complaints about lack of cleanliness, customers slipping on slippery floors, the morning crew delays opening due to cleaning, sickness due to unclean areas, either by the staff or the customers, sticky counters, and lastly, staff don't want to have to stay later to clean, and they are able to leave early. So in terms of the picnic analysis, most of these consequences are considered as negative, with the only one being positive, as the staff don't want to have to stay late to clean and they are able to leave early. And yeah.
And then next we have the positive or opposing behavior staff training, the intervention. So we can use behavioral skills training in order to properly teach this behavior. Through the instruction, modeling, rehearsal, and feedback, it will allow the employees to make this good behavior just another habit while they're at work. So the instruction part of this training would include just explaining how each task on the cleaning checklist is done properly, and then explaining how it will be divided evenly based on how many employees are present. The modeling part of this training would be physically demonstrating how each task is done, so employees are aware of all things that need to be completed. The rehearsal part of the training would be the employees actually completing these tasks on their own, as instructed by whatever manager is present during their shifts. And then lastly, the feedback stage would take place. So for the feedback portion of this training, we would recommend that a manager be present during the night shift for the first few weeks while it is first being implemented to ensure everything is being done properly. And that way, if it's not done properly, the managers have the ability to correct the behavior immediately rather than waiting for an extended amount of time. And then after the employees have shown improvement and their capability of completion of all these tasks on their own, then the manager can stop coming to the night shift again and begin to just inspect the following morning. And then once it gets to that stage, it would be up to the employees to self-monitor their own behavior. And if something is done wrong, the manager will correct the behavior the following day or the next shift that that person is in.
So based on the picnic analysis, we have realized that there does need to be some changes. In regard to the antecedent strategies, we can manage direction of the responsibilities before leaving the staff alone on the remainder of their shift. We could also prompt positive behavior, so using staff policies posted throughout the restaurant, and cleaning checklists posted in visible areas in high need of sanitization. The implementation of more staff shifted for the nighttime to further assist with the day or midday staff. And we could provide half an hour, which is paid after the shift has ended, to ensure the nightly cleaning is taking place. Now we can look at the consequence strategies. So consequence strategies consist of reinforcements and public recognition. Examples may consist of stating the restaurant looks great, thank you night staff, or sending a message to the work group chat to assure staff know that they did a good job. We can also reinforce individually, so when staff complete all designated tasks throughout the week, they can earn a complimentary meal on the weekend depending on what day that they work. Now we have generalization and maintenance. So we talk about feedback and correction. In weeks 1 to 3, a manager may be shifted and present during every night shift. Managers have the ability to immediately correct that behavior rather than after an elapsed amount of time, which will allow the highest likeliness for the behavior to be corrected. Feedback will be provided on how they can improve their performance for the following day. And then on week 4, manager will be the only one present on busy nights. So we use the example of game nights and weekends, and they can inspect cleanliness levels in the morning and correct the behavior following day or night shift. The managers will continue to provide weekly feedback based on the employee's performance level. So then we have training resources. On the screen is a tip sheet we made designated to assisting with cleanliness during the day. Under each point are recommended tasks to complete throughout the day to ensure an easier close for the night staff. And overall, this training helps keep staff accountable for their actions. It provides reinforcement of proper cleaning, which has led to a more positive work environment. It also helps teach and promote self-monitoring skills. And lastly, tip sheets and visible prompts were helpful because it provided nighttime staff with small reminders. And here's our references. Thank you.